Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome! There we go, just a bit of water. So, I hope everybody's had some good holidays. I hope you're all having a great time. I'm sure a lot of you are. I mean, it's always great to have some time off work, am I right? And studies, of course, as well, for those of you who are studying. Righto, so come one, come all, let's decide what we need to do next then. So we have made a lot of discussion about that of the movements within China, that of the movements within Formosa, and the Philippines. After a little bit of discussion on the Discord itself, I would recommend that those of you who are very much on the Japanese side do go ahead and join on my Discord, the Imperial Japanese channel. There you can really discuss with some very competent players, as well as myself. Obviously, I would not include myself in the former category, but you can discuss it with me nonetheless. Ideas for the actual campaign, thoughts, questions, that sort of thing. So, we had a bit of a discussion really in regards to actual Imperial Japanese fighter tactics, basically in regards to the A6M2s in particular. So for example, we do have some A6M2s over here at Singora. Now, a lot of them are actually out of action for the time being due to, looks to be the damage there. Not particularly heavy damage. So then, Nick, how you doing, my friend? We'll be doing projects on board at another point in the future, but tonight is the Warner Pacific Admirals Edition stream. But that's cool, there's some interest there, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Right then, so, we do have a fair amount of fatigue on these planes and these actual airframes here. We could do with really giving them the rest that they so desperately need. Now, what I did find rather interesting is the fact that we only saw the response from the Ki-27s over here in the last phase. Not so much anything from the Ki-43s or even the A6M2 Zeros. So what I'm going to do here to actually... I mean, their fatigue isn't that particularly bad, to be honest. If we take a look at the pilots, their experience is suffering overall, which is not great. We do need to get them some more missions going. Hello there, Blue Belt. Welcome. This is Grigsby's Warner Pacific Admirals Edition. Probably, I'd say the most I'd say probably the most complex war game that there is really going. So to give you an idea of scale, this yellow box over here is my monitor, which is a 1920 by 1080 resolution monitor. So just bear that in mind, the size of this box compared to the actual sheer size of the map here. So yes, as I was saying, it's interesting that the A6M2 Zeros over here didn't actually fly out in response to THG's bombers and obviously fighters. Well, really the bombers coming from like Singapore area. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to put them onto rest. We did have a significant amount of Squadron on the rest here anyway. Hello there, Carl. How you doing, my friend? So we're going to put them all onto rest here. Now, I do only have one plane in reserve. I like how people enjoyed Project Z. That's pretty cool. That's nice to know. But welcome there, Combat Corgi. Well, I mean, I did have Agrippa Maxentius comment on the former video saying he would like to play some multiplayer, so I think in the future we can definitely set up some multiplayer. That'd be pretty nice. Hello there, Harkin. How you doing, my friend? Right. So, let's take a look then. I'm going to put this squadron onto complete rest. They don't have a huge amount of fatigue. No, they don't have a huge amount of fatigue. If I sorted by fatigue, we do have Hagiri, Hagiri, sorry. He does have about 37 fatigue, so it's like on average most of the pilots here have at least at least 20 exhaustion. Which is not terribly high, but it's not terribly good here. I mean, you can see here average fatigue is 24, which isn't terribly bad, but I would like the actual squadron to be ship shape and ready, I suppose. We have lost two of our A6M2s on the ground, one of them on operational losses, none of them in the air-to-air or flak. So we'll have the squadron made ready. That'd be quite nice. We might even want to take a look at additional commanders, really changing them out. And we have troops on the way to Mersing, and I believe that a lot of his attacks at night. Yeah, that could be an actual thing to consider there. What we may do then is actually potentially have some Ki-27s run night ops then. Well, that could be an idea. What I'll do then is actually divide this unit, so I'm going to divide the first Sentai Squadron into A and B detachment. So there we go, we got A detachment, B detachment. We'll have B detachment run night ops then. Yeah, we'll have them run at night. Fatigue is on average 33 over here, but we'll just... Yeah, KI-27s are really going to be running to the ground for just the escort duties, really. I would say, yeah, I'd agree on that one. It's just, I'd rather have them ready. And, as I was saying earlier, after some discussion on the actual Discord, it was suggested that we actually do change the way in which we actually use our A6M2 Like, at the moment, we are using them practically in a mixed role. Though what we should be really doing, actually, a change of tactics is probably not a bad idea at this point, is to, rather than use them in a somewhat combat air patrol manner, we're going to have them basically fly from either Singora or Kota Buru, and basically have them sweep the airbase down here at Singapore, or potentially other air bases. It might even be worthwhile to sweep the airbase over here at Johor Bahru. The reason for that is, it's actually interesting, I didn't, let's have a look what he's got over there. There's a suggestion of 5 bombers over there. But we do have, in the region of 47 fighters here, 57 bombers, 25 auxiliary aircraft, so obviously that would be the patrol planes. But what we should probably try to do is sweep the airbase potentially at Johor Bahru. That might trigger a combat air patrol from Singapore, so then we could at least try to shoot down Vietnamese aircraft over Johor Bahru, but at least the AA isn't going to be extremely deadly. Is the play-by email game with War in the East as Soviet South Commander on break over Christmas? It seems that way. I'd imagine that most people are going to be busy. I mean, when a turn does come my way, then obviously I'll go ahead and do that. I think it is progressive, but obviously it's going to take a lot longer due to the fact that people are obviously in the holiday mode. Indeed. Now, in response to your question there regarding Mersing, what I've decided I'm going to do is basically, we're going to try and set up a fast transport task force. From either, I think it's from Kota Buru that the forces are at. So basically have fast transport down to Mersing. What I'm going to do is actually hedge my bets there, really. So what we might try to do then is detach at least a couple hundred men down there to Mersing to reinforce the actual forces there on that objective. The good news is, at least then it will keep those British forces occupied. I think it's the Australian forces as well, actually. I do think they're some of his best units as well. Or potentially some of the best. I really do recall that the Australians were some of the best fighters. But if I can actually keep them locked in place, that'd be good for us overall. The Mersing Gambit has failed. We don't really have the time here to cut this rail line. I'd imagine that the vast majority of his forces are now in Singapore or Johor Bahru. If I take a look at Johor Bahru, I mean, there's only 3,700 troops there, supposedly. 4,860 over here. He's got to have a lot of troops over here to Mersing. Sorry, Singapore, I'd imagine. But yes, what we need to do then is really cut our losses, send a fast transport task force this way, and really go with that. And we do have additional forces on their way to Cam Bay. We have Baby Kido Butai, which is moving over here to Cam Bay. We do have additional surface assets moving to join them over here. So once we are refueled at Cam Bay, we are going to head out towards this area. I'm not going to really enter into this. I think what we should probably do then is probably not go too much beyond that line. We don't have A6M2 Zeros, which isn't a great thing. We only have the A5M4 Claudes over on these ships over here of Baby Kido Butai, the light carriers. So probably best off staying in this area overall. Did I give them the escort carriers? I think I might have done. I can't remember if I did now. Wouldn't that be a bad idea? I mean, the planes outnumber yours. He will probably outnumber me, but the thing is to remember, unless he has his actual his actual squadrons on combat air patrol, I mean, a few of them will obviously come out. But our A6M2s definitely will be more maneuverable than what he has there at Singapore in terms of the P40s, I'd imagine. Warhawks or else, or otherwise. But yeah, they're phenomenally good planes for this time. So we do need to use them quite offensively. Which is why I'm going to rest the A6M2 squadron, get the entirety of the squadron in the air, basically have the entire squadron out in force. We'll take a look at commanders for the actual squadron itself, really try to get the best there. I mean, once we do have Karga and a Kargi in Asia, we'll be able to start building up our number of zeros. We will start to be able to build up our number of KI-43-1Cs as well in this short, well, in a somewhat short period of time, which will be good. So we do definitely need some much classier airframes, I suppose you could say. But yeah, we'll have a collection of surface assets over here. So I'll be able to rotate Congo out. I'm going to have Congo rotate out and head towards either, I'd say probably towards Shanghai or potentially Nagasaki. Probably better to head to Nagasaki, but it might be worthwhile to actually stop at Pescadores, depending on if we're nearby, just to actually have a refuel, then potentially into, or even into Shanghai, depending on her location or submarine activity in the area. And it wouldn't also go amiss as well to actually keep her off the radar, i.e. not have her under sail, where float planes could potentially spot her, at least try and keep her movement somewhat hidden. And then we'll have her return to be repaired and rearmed. The heavy cruisers are going to be doing the lion's share of the work in East Asia, for the most part. We are no longer going to bombard, for the most part, as we do want to retain our ammunition. Also, will the bombers still be hitting his ships? Or just a general attack area? I mean, even without torpedoes, you can do a crap ton of damage. Those planes, you'll be fighting buffaloes. I'll have to take a look at the buffaloes and take a look at comparison to the A6720. In regards to actually using the G3M2 nails that we do have over here at Kotoburu, as hide that, we'll get rid of that. They will not fly yet. They'll fly once we have torpedoes. Until that point, we will not fly yet. It's only going to be one more day now until we actually have the 22nd Air Flotilla headquarters in Kotoburu. Those are the ones obviously equipped with the torpedo ordnance. I mean, we've managed to transfer 2/3 of the, well, command over, so we'll be able to do that again. And it's actually quite interesting, we might be able to do that with other engineering units, basically have them transported via air, which could be quite nice. But yeah, they'll be moving over. Of course, it does depend on their equipment. Okay. What we're going to do then is we're going to go about creating a fast task force then. Right, I do have these guys, but the thing is I don't want to be using a cargo ship. I want something that can move pretty damn quickly, and I want something that is going to be maneuverable and able to defend itself from the air. That would be definitely the best idea. We can't really afford to take additional losses at sea, to be honest. Would be advisable, really, not to lose too many more units. But we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. Right. We do obviously have to take a look at the fuel situation. Like, Asagiri, obviously does need some more fuel. She had that fuel out there. Okay. She does have some fairly good endurance for a destroyer. Yeah, we also need to take a look. But take a look at the fact that we do have the APDs over here. These are quite nice. Their cargo capacity is only 150. We don't need many troops over here to reinforce Mersing, but we would need just a couple. I'd say maybe 100. Well, not 100, but you know, like, I'd aim for maybe 500 troops. Could make a big difference. So if we take a look, we do have the 21st Infantry. We do have the Yokosuka. Is that the Special Naval Landing Forces? They could actually be the best forces to have sent over there. Yeah, probably the best forces to have moved there. If we take a look, they do have... I mean, what's the difference? Well, possibly. We'll take a look at what we have. But I can't risk sending large cargo ships yet, because at the end of the day, they are going to be subject to torpedo bombers. The destroyers would be as well, but at least they are significantly better at avoiding that fate. Okay, we do have a couple of destroyer minesweepers as well, quite nice. It's a shame that we lost the APD Oi. You don't need torps to kill light AKs in the Straits. Well, the thing is, it's like, yeah, we could try to attack them, but the thing is, we'd also be running the potential risk of being intercepted by combat air patrol. For the time being, it's not going to make a huge difference. We will get to those in the future, but we'll do so when we actually have the means to actually kill them. Bombs could do some damage, but torpedoes are by far and large significantly more effective. Okay, we do have some damage to some of our destroyers here. Okay. See, we do have the LSD over here, but the thing is, the landing ship dock, well, basically the landing ship, I'd say it's quite valuable to me. It's only worth 34 victory points, but we don't have many of these ships. And these ships would be very welcome out in the Pacific, to be honest, if we want to do island hopping. But again, it should be very handy just in the Dutch East Indies. So yes, we are going to take a look at actually putting together a fast transport squadron then. Well, task force. Okay. What I'm going to do then is... Where's Congo? Oh, she's actually in the port, isn't she? Yeah. Okay, well, Congo will just have a little bit of time to... I suppose, let's take a look. And the thing is, she's actually in port here at the moment. In a state of readiness, it would take her 46 days is the repair estimate for her to be, well, obviously made ready. And that's a very long time. She's lost an AA gun. I'd say it's probably better to get her moving. We do need to be very careful about moving her. So it might be an idea to move her to Kamran Bay, basically move her between ports. At least then she's not going to be out in open waters for too long. I would be interested to see if her speed does increase. At the moment her top speed is only 20 knots, her cruise speed is 10 knots. So we might send her off in the next... possibly in the coming week. Oh, in regards to allied ships? One sec, I'll take a quick look. 202 ships over here. We do have patrols running over this area. I'd probably say more than likely just transports. Even if there are heavy ships, we can deal with that without much issue. I doubt he'd really have heavy ships there. But we'll take a look. I mean, if obviously something comes off of reconnaissance that does, well, dictate more interest, then we'll take a look at that. It's not that we're discounting, it's one of these things I don't have much in the area to really send that way. Okay. Right then. Let's put together a fast transport. Right, form new task force. So fast transport. Okay. So, it's interesting, I could take heavy cruisers, for example. I don't know what their troop capacity is. Oh, there we go, 300. Interestingly enough, in Sendai, these light cruisers actually have a fairly respectable troop complement that they can handle. Hello there, Midcam, how you doing, my friend? Yes, it might be worthwhile for us to actually take the light cruisers. I have 2 live streams up? Do I? Huh. Weird. I'm just gonna say that's... Oh god, yeah, I do. How weird. It's super weird. Yeah, that's weird. Like, I see what you mean. I don't know how or why that's happening. Yeah. That's a weird one. I don't know why that's happening. What I'm going to do is just quickly... I'm just going to quickly restart OBS. So, I'll be back in 2 seconds, guys. Right, okay. I don't know if that's going to solve the issue. Yeah, I can see why people were asking about Zomboid. That's weird. YouTube is a weird bloody platform at times. It does weird shit. It's still showing it. I don't know why it's doing that. I honestly can't explain why it's doing that, so I can only apologize. That's very strange. Absolute madness. Okay, well, anyway, I don't know what I can do about that. That's a weird thing. I don't know. I've only got one copy of OBS open as well, so that's strange. But either way, we'll move on then. So if we take a look and sort by troop capacity, you can definitely see that the light cruisers are out and about the best here. So that's actually very nice. At least at the end of the day, they're not the most critical assets. They also do have some search planes, which is quite nice. That's okay then. So what we'll do then is we'll send out the light cruisers. So we'll have Sendai, Jitsu, well, Jinsu, Isuzu? Fuck, I don't know how you say that. Beauty Bright might be breaking the internet. Yeah, probably something like that. Okay, so we'll take them out. What are my APDs? I do find it interesting. Well, the APDs can carry more cargo. They carry about the same cargo as the Isuzu? Isuzu? Oh, god damn it, I hate bloody things like that. That's pretty cool. Right, we're putting the two APDs in there. Fuji and Hagi. Okay. Hello there, Major. How you doing, my friend? Isuzu. Sounds like I'm saying bloody Pazuzu from, Pazuzu! Yeah, we just started about 21 minutes ago. God damn it. I don't know, I can't say certain bloody things. I get, like, tongue-tied as hell on it. I know you guys, have come to expect that, and I know it doesn't make it any easier, but... yeah, I can't do anything about it. Unless I spend a long time in Japan. But I mean, if somebody wants to pay for me to go to Japan, I'd like that. And make sure that group has lots of air cover. Yeah, we'll give them some combat air patrol. Probably get the KA-43s over them. But the thing is, obviously, they'll be significantly harder for them to take out. Oh god, yeah, they are much slower. Why are they so slow? God, they are slow, aren't they? Oh no, this is a much later game. When did Admiral's Edition come out? It's like listed as one of the Pacific, but that's because YouTube doesn't actually have it there. I'll send you a link and then you actually can take a look. I think this is what... when did this come out? Was it 2014? Something like that? I feel like it was 2014, but there's a lot of good shit in 2014. 1 second. Oh, 2009. Yeah, there we go. Okay. There you go. Admiral's Edition is like basically an update to the game. Makes everything a lot better. Yeah, there we go. Multiple things. It's on sale until the 14th of January, I do believe. So it's absolutely worthwhile picking up while it's on sale. Okay, so... I honestly didn't realise how bloody slow these APDs are. So yep, never mind on those bad boys. I honestly didn't even look at the speed, so yeah, that's fine. I just assumed it was 33, I was just looking at the 33 and the 20s, etc. So we'll ignore them then. That's not an issue. Well, it's an issue, but you know what I mean. We're not losing a huge amount there. We can carry a bit of cargo, which is quite nice. They don't need too terribly much anyway. Okay. I'm not going to send any heavy... Or do I send a heavy cruiser? I think sending a heavy cruiser is going to draw too much attention. I'd like this to be fast, I'd like it to be light, I'd like it to actually have a good chance of actually getting out of combat should they be involved in it. I mean, what I'll do is basically rely on the ability of the Japanese Navy to really get in there with the destroyers and light cruisers. Cause some commotion. Okay. So I would say speed is definitely of the essence. Ammunition's quite light on some of these bad boys, so what we'll do then is take a look at that. Yeah, ammunition's not exactly great. Not that they need a lot, I'd just rather them have something. Right, okay. Sagiri. Sagiri's only 100, but that'll still be okay. I mean, you could do these lifts in parts anyway. I don't mind that. You can definitely see just how much we need to rearm. Right. Hatsuyuki? Oh, fuck. You know what I mean. Hatsuyuki. She's ready. Which is good. Very nice. Again, 100. The other Fubuki. Shira Yuki. God damn it. See, at least the historical gamer doesn't have to bloody say all of these names. Are you in danger of running low on fuel? Or is that more a long-term concern? Well, we are always in danger of that. We do have about a year, give or take a year's worth of fuel. So we're not exactly... Well, we're desperate, but we're not that desperate. Okay, the Momi class. I'm going to build it up to about 2,000. Actually, 1850 will do just fine, then 10 ships. So at least we'll actually have a sufficiently capable task force over here. So that is 33,150 tons. But of course we do have to take into consideration the offload speed. But we'll take a look. Right. Gun ammunition's at 100%, torpedo 92%, AA 100%, ASW 100%, fantastic. So they're armed and ready. Okay. We can carry a decent bit of cargo, so we can take something decent. So for example, I could... Well, we might actually trim down the size of the force. What do you guys reckon? Do we trim the size of the force down? Or do we still run with 10 ships? I mean, the light cruisers are actually going to do a pretty damn good job. They are making up the bulk of the actual capacity, which is quite nice. We do have the special naval landing forces, which I'd say is probably the best to drop. As at least then they're not entirely... Well, I do have some naval guard as well, that are of larger numbers. The other thing is, if I take a smaller force, at least I can spread it amongst the actual ships of the flotilla. So if one of the ships goes down, then at least we're not losing as many men, nor supplies, nor material. I'll take a look at... Well, then again, assault's not going to matter too much. Yeah, that's awesome, radical. It's definitely worthwhile. I mean, we have, what, 42 assault value there. Yeah, West is going to be good. I mean, why not all three? Man, come on. You can do it. And I could even send the 21st Infantry Regiment, but I don't think it's worthwhile doing that. I think I might go with the Yokosuka 2nd Special Naval Landing Forces. Oh, that's pretty awesome there, Midcam. It's definitely worth your time. It is a hell of a complex game, but once you figure it out, it's so much fun. Right. See, what's important as well is the fact that the SNLF don't actually take any cargo. I don't think they have heavy guns, so that might be a consideration that we do take on board. The Naval Guard do. The Naval Guard, I mean, having guns would actually be a very good idea. So they come with mortars, they come with 37mm Type 1 AT guns, they also have, yeah, so just the AT guns there. They also do have some AA, but the thing is with AA, it does eat a lot of supply. Mortars, AT guns. We compare that to the Yokosuka, and it's just Special Naval Landing Forces. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, Aurora isn't too bad, trust me. Will they get eaten by the torpedo boats, or torpedo bombers in Singapore? Destroyers are very maneuverable. Light cruisers are fairly maneuverable as well. They also will have a pretty decent AA complement. We'll have a squadron potentially of the KI-27s, or at least a potential detachment of KI-27s to watch over them, possibly even the KI-43s. I'd probably be better off telling the KI-43s to do that. But the chances of us being torpedoed are there, but they're not as great as it would be if we were travelling with cargo ships. We're going to be travelling at higher speeds. We are obviously warships. So there, Artem, how you doing, my friend? Right, so I think what we should probably do is I'm going to actually go with the Yokosuka 2nd Special Naval Landing Forces. The reason for that is they're about half the size of the Naval Guard. They have only Special Naval Landing Forces, so yeah, they're not going to have the firepower that these Naval Guard do. But the thing is, we're going to be there shorter period of time, and it means we can also carry some supply with us, which will mean they can actually last longer. So we're going to load up with the Yokosuka. Yeah, so you take a look at that, using 714, cargo load available as 1,200 additional. So if I take a look at verified load, now I can tell them to actually load troops only or to load supplies. We should have... Yeah, I'm sure we can afford this. But you take a look at this. So the Yokosuka Special Naval Landing Forces have been spread over 10 ships now, which is very good. So we have 159% troop space, which means that we have... well, we have 59% extra, additional. So what that means is that we can basically spread those troops across the ships, which is quite nice. Okay, set the load. Right, so they're going to start loading. Very nice. Yeah, just a couple men on board now at the moment. So I'm going to give them the objective of Mersing. I do hope that's not done it for all troops. Good, it hasn't. Very good news. Right then. The Mersing Express. How long can we expect them to take to load, is the question. It's about 700. I don't think it'll take too long. I think it might take about a day or two. But either way, we'll be able to have them. The beauty of it is as well, if I put them on full speed, for example, they can actually be at Mersing within a day. So yeah, you take a look at that. So they could be there within the day, which is going to lose, well, it's going to lose us quite a bit of fuel, to be fair, but it would mean that we'd be there immediately, which is very nice. So we'll take that into consideration. We do have a decent bit of fuel here. What I'm going to do is actually replenish the task force at sea. Share that fuel out. There we go. So there, Sockman, how you doing, my friend? You can't say hello without saying hell. Right, so we have the Mersing Express set up. So we have only 561 in terms of AA values. The AA of the actual force is not exactly amazing. Yeah, we're not going to loiter at Mersing with that, I can tell you that one for sure. This is the reason why I've sent basically smaller ships. What I'm going to tell them to do as well is we're going to the actual troop, well, the task force routing. We're going to have their threat tolerance set to low. So basically they'll attempt to avoid battle. At least with them being very speedy ships and small ships, they'll find it quite easy to get out. We should probably take a look at the task force commander, to be fair. Right. So our commander is Asada, Captain Asada. Is he the commander of the Sendai? Yes, he is. Have you nuked LA already? I'd love to. Well, the thing is, if he reinforces Mersing, that's actually better for us. He does have about just under 5,000 troops there, so I'd estimate maybe only 2,000 effective troops for combat. The thing is, the Mersing Gambit has failed. We will not be able to cut this rail line in time to actually stop the troops withdrawing. The plan here is just to make sure that the 124th can actually hold while we actually march down here from the north. So that's going to work out fine. Let's take a look. I don't think I can actually change the commander as of yet. He's actually not a bad commander. His leadership is 74. His naval command isn't amazing. His aggression is okay. Administration is okay. But his leadership's very good. So at least he's competent. We do have 3 float planes as well. Nice. Okay. Have 2 of them in the day, have 1 of them run at night. There we go. That will be to basically warn them. I'm going to tell them to remain on station. They're down to low threat threshold. So should they actually meet a threat that they deem to be too dangerous, they will pull out. Yeah, we need to check the rest of them. Okay, I mean we could go with retirement as allowed, I suppose. So I suppose once they actually did pull off their mission, they would retire. We'll go for that then for the time being. Okay. Yeah, Ishigara. Right, so that's Task Force 337. Currently unloading here. I am going to stop that. Okay. Okay, that's fine, but... Yep, that's good, good. Yeah, I mean, if we have them remain on station, obviously they'd remain on station in that area. They won't leave, even after their mission is completed. So, yeah, retirement allowed would be a good idea in this situation. Okay. So what we need to do now is actually sort through this. So, we do have a couple forces over here, let's see. And these destroyed minesweepers would come in handy elsewhere. We do have some actually very nice cargo ships in here. The USNS are worth their weight in gold. Interesting that they actually use their guns. Right. We don't have any paratroopers nearby. The paratroopers are still in Japan as far as I'm aware. Well, they're definitely still in Japan at the moment. Okay, right. It might be worthwhile to actually sort out what actually has ammunition and what actually doesn't. So we'll form up a new task force then. Okay. God, I wish I could see the actual ammunition. What we'll do then is we'll disband them. Sort them out that way. I do have another, yeah, but that's quite slow, isn't it? And do we have a deliberate attack on Victoria Point set? I do believe so, but we can check again shortly. Okay, disband them as well. Actually... yeah. While they have troops on board, they can't actually disband. So that's fine, we'll just deal with that. Okay. Disband these guys. Then obviously that's the Mersing Express. So we're going over here, form new task force. Hmm. Yeah, so we only have 195 here. Alright, man. So I'd rather show me ammunition. I suppose it'd be easier to take the ones out that don't have munitions, or as much munitions as we'd like. Oh, God's sakes. We'll do it like that. I'll see you later, mid-camp. Have a nice one. Shokai is good to go. Well, it's nice to see that Megami survives in this game. I suppose the thing is, yeah. That'd be a good idea. I mean, obviously they should be able to manage it up to Saigon. Can the cruisers actually make it up to Saigon then, even the heavy cruisers? So I should just take a quick look at their tonnage, actually. 14,000. Okay, you definitely need to go and rearm. Yeah, we'll find out shortly anyway. We'll find out. You're very slow, so you'd be better off just remaining here for the time being. Obviously, that in Task Force 337. They can go to Palembang, so Saigon should be fine. Alright. Well, Force Z has taken a battering just as we have. Oh, we do have another destroyer there fully armed. That's good to see. Torpedoes are lacking here. I can go without... I mean, I do need the torpedoes. To be fair, we do have a couple of destroyers that are ready, so we'll just take the ones that need rearming. Have them sent to Saigon. Might as well get it done now. Yeah, that's true. I mean, we lost a lot of our transports. We obviously did lose Haruna. We lost a submarine. And it's what's really hurt us most is a lack of munitions. So what we're doing now is actually sorting through our task force over here, and we're actually going to send up to Saigon, more than likely, the forces that are in need of repair, but can obviously make steam. It's easier to sort out the forces that are low on munitions than to sort out the forces that aren't. Oh no, not again, don't worry. He's just referring to the first Mersing incident. I mean, that ship's down to 26 knots. They're very slow. Okay. So we have 11 ships there. Yeah, munitions are down to 72%. The issue is, though, the munitions for the big guns is what we need. Also, torpedoes would be very nice. Okay, so what we're going to do then is check whether they can make it upriver to Saigon. Yes, they can. Fantastic. I'll tell them to retreat should they find themselves in battle. Not going to give them any reaction. Okay. So that is a lot of heavy cruisers. That's a lot of AA. So they're going to head up to Saigon. We also do have a repair shipyard there, so at least we can leave behind the ships that do need repaired, like Seizuya, or says Yuya, yep, says Yuya, Hagikaze, and Ayanami. Those are ships that really need the repairs, so we'll leave behind those ships there to be repaired, the rest can be rearmed. Here's the question, how much can you influence construction and stuff? You can you construct new ships? We can't construct new ships per se. We can influence which ships are built, i.e. we can, well, we have already delayed, well, halted the Shinano's construction. We're currently delaying the Yamato's construction. We're going to try and really time that to arrive at the same time as Musashi, just so we save on the heavy industry in the meantime. That I'd rather have them arrive at the same time, to be fair. Okay, so they're going to head out, mission speed. Also, they're going to be down to 20... Actually, no, they seem okay on speed. Yeah, no, 26 knots. They'll be doing 26 knots. That's fine, I don't mind that. That's still a decent speed. Take them a couple days, but they'll get there. Right. Yeah, can't disband you, can't disband you. Right then, we'll take a look at what we have left over. So in Kotoburu, we have Chokai, Arashi, Oshio. Fuck, I'm not even saying that one. Mikishio? Oh, fuck's sake. Arashio. Oh dear. Oh, I'm not accelerating Musashi. No, that's not what I said, mate. Don't worry about that. Yeah, we're delaying Yamato. Musashi's being built at the same, well, normal speed. Shinano's being halted. The only difference is that we're delaying... Well, we're halting Shinano, delaying Yamato. Musashi is under construction as normal. Don't worry, mate. Don't worry. Oh dear. Okay, so we do have a heavy cruiser and 4 destroyers that are fully armed. So at least we do have a surface task force that has something. We should have some additional destroyers up and about that we can actually make use of. Yeah, these guys are armed. That's good news. Okay, so I can actually put together a surface task force that is going to be worth its salt. Okay. Right, Gulf of Siam, STF. So Task Force 85. No, we can't. We can only build what was historically laid out. So we do have new ships being built, but we can't, like, introduce a new class of ship. Okay, Task Force 85. There we go, so they're going to meet up. Good few AVs over there. I would like these destroyer minesweepers elsewhere, but it is a bit of a risk send them out all that way. And to be fair, it's a lot of fuel just to get them. I'd be better off waiting and using them to actually clear mines from Singapore. We do have a number of transport still. We do have another destroyer here. Right, okay. What I'll do is... Just hold on a moment. Actually, I'll do that. Okay. So, ship availability. There we go. So these are all the ships that are going to be built. And obviously that went by quite fast, but if we take a look at the ETA... Okay. So we'll have a couple sub-chasers in the next coming days. We'll have Shoho coming soon. That's going to be quite nice, another seaplane carrier to be fair. Yeah, pretty much. New destroyers. So we have an option here of halting, well yeah, halt, obviously build as normal, accelerate construction, or stop construction. So yeah, as Lander says there, it's more so about the priority. So for example, Yunyao should arrive supposedly in the 26th of April. I don't know if that's with the accelerated construction date or whether that is actual construction date now. But she's going to arrive earlier, due to that we're accelerating her. But the fact is obviously that does take up more naval shipyard points, which is obviously more heavy industrial points. It would be interesting to see if you can actually control the ships being built. That would be rather interesting. Same as like with land units as well. Yeah. That's very true. Righto. Grab the destroyer. What I'm trying to do here is basically put together a surface combat task force that is going to be worth something. We don't have a huge amount. Okay, the rest of these ships could really do with just moving out of this area. Like these Kyushus, absolutely. What I'm going to do is going to merge Task Force 9-1 and Task Force 9-7. I'm going to leave behind the Destroyer Minesweepers though. Shinano is a carrier. Okay, so speed's going to be 12 knots there. I don't really have much of a escort, to be fair. Should probably do with something. I'll give her the Destroyer Minesweepers just as an escort, to be honest. I do have some AA and some anti-submarine. Yeah, just as an escort. Right. Have them head to Saigon as well. Yep, mission speed. What I'm doing here is really moving these ships out. Like, I have some very freaking good ships here that are really valuable to me. What can I do with them? Those two destroyers are moving out. In fairness, what I'm going to do is actually take them, have them combine with that other task force. They're far too valuable to me. Have them travel as one task force. Safety in numbers at least. It does increase the number of effective escorts as well. Right. She should make it home. And she's a Houston S as well. My god, she needs to make it home. On cruise speed. Yeah, I need her to make it home. So continue to unload here with the infantry. I do have some very, very nice ships here. What we're going to do then in the coming days is, once we accomplish our mission in this area, we'll have a good number of those DDs, well, just a good number of those escorts brought about so we can actually have them escort the transports back to Indochina. Good number of engineers there. Okay, so our forces here are moving out. 25th Army as well. Probably not the best. Though I do think troops are benefited by having them nearby. Well, what we'll do is we'll have them continue to a low star, and then they can stop at a low star. Then we'll move them up and behind. Something like that, anyway. I'm not entirely sure how it works when it comes to HQs and what sort of range we need them to be in. But so things are going fairly well. I mean, in reality, there's not a huge amount. It's like once we finish off movements in China, the Philippines, Formosa, and Malaya, there's not a huge amount that needs to be done. Okay. So that's 337. Right, we do have a number of forces here that we need to decide what we're going to do with. I do have a number of regiments here. We have quite a lot of assault value, to be fair. 18th Division. Yeah, we need to reform the 18th Division. Okay. Now we just need to transport the rest of the force over to Malaya. And we'll be good to go then. Right, what we'll do then is we'll grab these units, so the 18th Mountain Gun, B-22nd Reconnaissance. I mean, I need to take a look at what else we have, what obviously would make up additional divisions. Formations are a hell of a lot stronger when they're obviously built up into their full organization. Right. Yeah, I don't know why it's displaying as Project Zomboid. Honestly, I do not know why. I don't know why it's doing this, trust me. I've tried to fix it. I just, honestly, I'm like, I can't fathom it. Yeah, mate, I don't even know. Like, see? This is what I've got here. I don't know. I don't know why it's doing this. I don't know. I'm confused on that one. So forgive me. Probably why the numbers aren't as high. Fuck knows. Frankly. Okay. Well, anyway, we'll just... YouTube's freaking weird sometimes. And I don't have a huge amount of troop capacity here, but I don't think we'll need too much in the way of troop capacity. Let's take a look. Right, low troops. So I need the 12th Engineer, 18th Mountain, and 22nd Reconnaissance. So 18th Mountain, 22nd, and well, Reconnaissance. The 12th Engineer. Is it them? Can't be them. Maybe. I just need that cargo space, don't I? Yeah, it's weird. I have not a clue on that one, my friend. Right, well. Okay, I can load the 22nd Reconnaissance Regiment here. I'll start loading them. So, use minimum. Low troops only. I shouldn't need a huge amount of carry them. Oh no, we can manage it. Okay. How strange. Okay, so the time being just set there. That was weird. Okay. Where's the engineers? Oh, the Dakota Baru, okay. Hello there, Lupus. How you doing, my friend? Right. Yeah, we can't rebuild them until we have them all here. So what we're going to do then is obviously rebuild. It's going to take some time, but in a couple, I'd say maybe in a week or 2 weeks, we'll have the 18th Division rebuilt over here to Kotobaru, and then we'll be able to march them out. 22 recon target is set to Kotobaru. You might want to... yeah, that's a good idea. So what are the plans for this turn? Well, okay. Basically what's going to happen in China, I'm going to give like a really quick synopsis. We are going to obviously build up forces over here at whatever the hell this base is called, but basically the 5th Division is going to make contact over here. Additional forces are going to be travelling from Anyang and obviously from Manchuria over here to link up. What we're then going to do is actually split off a small amount of that force, head south along the railroad down here, obviously to work in combination with forces. We have aircraft from Port Arthur that are going to bomb over here. So then we'll clear out these Chinese. We have the 17th Division, and I think it is the 35th or the 15th. Okay, we have the 15th, and we have the 17th. So the 15th, 17th Divisions are going to then clear out the Chinese over here, and then they're going to march up on their way north to Xinjiang. The rest of these forces over here are going to bash into Changchao to take the city. Also, we'll have to watch out for Luoyang. Then over here, we're going to be sending a troop transport carrying a Japanese aviation engineer unit, basically the airfield unit, to Hankow, along with some actual supplies. Basically use the river line as a lifeline for Hankow. The engineers are going to be leaving Xinjiang. They might not make it, but yeah, they're going to be completely overwhelmed if not. We do have Yichang still currently holding, but they could do with some additional supplies. So what we're trying to do here is, once we have further aviation support over here at Hankow, I can then start to base additional fighters in this area. In the south, we have the 39th Division, the 116th Division. We have the 15th RGC and the 8th Armored, but they can't move. But yes, the 116th and the 39th Divisions are going to be marching their way towards Chuxian. These Chinese forces over here are marching towards the city of Shaohing, where we should be able to deal with them quite easily, as we have a detachment of the 22nd Division. We have the remaining 2/3 of the 22nd Division over here. So basically it's going to be marching out into this area. We do have forces over here. They are being told to fortify this region. He's definitely massing his forces for what I'd imagine is going to be attack on the city of Nanchang. But we do have additional forces moving into the area. We do have air power to actually support them should we need it. Then, over here, Hong Kong Canton, we are moving 2 divisions, well, 1 division and 2/3 of the division to Canton, so then from Canton, they'll march along the roads over here to Kukong. From Kukong, they'll march all the way over here to Hengyang. As we then try, once the situation has been stabilized, to march on Changsha to take Changsha to link up the actual rail network. We are detaching 1/3 of the 38th Division, I think it is, to actually move here to intercept these Chinese forces, ideally destroy them. We are bombing these forces. Oh, we're bombing these ones or we're bombing these ones? I think we're bombing these ones, I can't remember. Yeah, so that's the situation in China, basically. It's really all about moving these engineers out and about, trying to get them to be the men about town. But yeah, we need to secure the rail line, secure the interior, basically secure occupied China. I think it's the most practical one. In the north, what I'm going to do is obviously I'm going to take a look at it again at the north in the meantime. We do have an additional 2 divisions moving out over here, I think. Yeah, the 41st and the 37th Division. But what I'm going to take a look at is actually deploying some additional regiments into certain bases. He is moving his forces out over this way, but I definitely do want to move some additional forces out this way. It's like he does have the basic Xi'an, which does represent oil and refineries, and it looks as though he's actually blocking that path over that way. Which, okay, I'm not really going to go for Xi'an anyway, due to the fact it's just so far out there. I'd rather go for Chongqing than Xi'an, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But I would like to reinforce some of these critical bases. We have the 16th Independent Mixed Brigade over here. How do you actually build up bases? If anybody knows, do tell me. I'd like to build up these bases to obviously then begin to fortify them. But I want to control these rail lines. This rail line is not incredibly important, but I would like to have some units over here to make sure it doesn't fall. I do have a backup rail line over here, but yeah, we need to make sure we are able to move around. Yeah, we are. Yeah, I mean, that is correct. Which is why I'm talking about why we need to get supply aircraft up over here, to be fair. I might take a look at doing that now, to be fair. Yeah, it's a shame that supplies aren't really flowing. He's not being daft in what he's doing here. And the current situation is there's 4,660 tons of supply, but I would very much like to actually send some supply planes over here to obviously get supply moving in. It would only be a small amount, but at least it would be something. We will be sallying forth from Hankow once the situation somewhat stabilizes and we have a better idea of what's going on. I can't move immediately yet, just because I don't know the extent of the threat as of yet. That rhymed, in a weird way. Indeed. The 33rd Division has been unloaded over here. Is it 33rd? Yeah, 33rd. Okay. So then moving on to Malaya. Basically the plan is we are going to set up a fast transport force over here, which we have here, the Mersing Express, which is going to carry the Yokosuka 2nd SLLF. Basically, once they're loaded up, they're going to move at full speed to Mersing, unload those troops there, which should give then the 124th Battalion the additional support it needs to hold in place for the time. The rest of our forces are going to then begin to move down this path over here on the western side of Malaya, as we move down here to the south and occupy additional bases. I do have a bunch of forces over here, but I think what I'm going to do is actually wait for the additional assets from the island of Hainan to arrive over here to Kotoburu, so we can actually build up the 18th Division. From there, yeah, I don't imagine he's going to be moving these forces, but frankly, I don't have any wish to travel along that ridiculously bad infrastructure. So we can ignore that. Yeah. So, the forces, well, the surface task forces that are lacking in ammunition, such as most of the heavy cruisers and destroyers, etc., are going to then begin to move to Saigon, where they will then, well, be able to rearm. The ones that need to be repaired will remain. The others, yeah, will obviously head back out into Malaya. We do have Baby Kitabutai, which is moving over this way to Camaran Bay. Other naval assets are going to be joining at Camaran Bay. The plan is going to be to establish air supremacy in the area, then to start running sweep missions over Singapore. Moving on into... let's just turn this off for the time being. There we go. Over here. Yeah. So we do have the Royal Thai Army divisions. Obviously, they're not exactly what we'd call as divisions, but they're more like glorified brigades, aren't they? But basically, they're going to be moving to Pegu, and eventually onto Rangoon. I don't need to take any of these cities, but I just need to actually hit that rail line. The idea is going to be launch operations over here to just try and cut the rail line, try and cut it off just for as long as possible, to try and disrupt the flow of supply over here into China. I think if we cut the road from Rangoon, it does cut it. But ideally we'd obviously need to cut it at both ends just to make sure it doesn't actually flow. This spice cannot flow. Other than that, yeah, I just need to actually give some additional support to our guys out here, so I'm going to dedicate a KA-43 squadron. Whew, yeah, that's a lot of things there to talk about. Put them on long-range combat air patrol. Mersing's only 10 hexes away, so that's fine. So have them escort the 85th. There we go. Or the 337th, I should say. But they're gonna escort them. Yeah, that's the main thing here, closing the Burma Road. I pretend Patton is the commander of the job forces in China. Aye. We do have our submarines out here. Most of them are on something like 70% ammunition or potentially 60% ammunition. Some of them potentially on 37, I think. Well, obviously, like that sort of smaller amount. So we do have Palembang covered. We have a small little net over here that we're trying to set up. It's basically like a lottery if we hit anything. His forces do seem to be heading into Singapore itself. So I think what we should potentially do is consider... not that. Is consider... run some reconnaissance over Singapore itself. Just try and get an idea of what's actually there. Congo is eventually going to make her way out, but not quite yet. Okay. What I'm going to do then is have her on reconnaissance. I'm going to go with... fuck it, 6,000 feet. I'm going to go with 10,000 feet just in case. But we're going to try and get some pictures over Singapore. The reason for that is obviously so we can just have a better idea of what's going on over there. You're using torpedoes even though you don't have them. You're attached to the 21st Air Flotilla. Okay. So you're running basically long-range naval search. I'll run it down over this way. Oh, right, okay. Is that how it works then? It's weird sometimes, isn't it? It's like you'd think with 80% of the squadron on reconnaissance, you think, well, yeah, they'd actually be getting pictures. We'll have to go through then and adjust the actual missions of the others. It's a weird thing when it comes to stuff like that. You'd think it's a little bit counterintuitive. You'd think by having them on search, like they'd actually do the search. I can understand that, Carl, but the thing is, it's like if we're hitting them with bombs, we're only hitting them with general-purpose bombs. General-purpose bombs are shite. They're not going to do much. They might, like, light some fires, but that's not really much, really. We do have time to get the torpedoes ready, as he does look to be in Singapore. So we'll be able to manage that. Okay, right, I guess we go with 2020 then? Something like that? Well, I suppose the rest will obviously, It's a strange bloody thing, isn't it, when it comes to this? So, if I have 20% of them on search, will the rest of them actually head out and do the mission then? We'll come back to that one. That's crazy. Okay, that's fine, man. We'll go with 20 rest then, I guess. I do find some aspects of the game a little bit counterintuitive. Not many, but some of them are. Be great if I could adjust them all from here. Well, I guess I can. Okay, so how do I want them to actually work here? Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. I love Apollo. Don't ask me why it's showing Zomboid as well. I have no bloody clue on that one. Not a clue. Okay, so I need a bit of actual... Even those guys are taking selfies. Alright. So, do I want to run them with 20% of them searching? Right, okay. We'll go with something like that then. I don't know why these guys don't train. I think that might have been just mistakes or potentially previous squadrons. At least this one's an easy fix. Right, they're searching a low star, but we obviously don't need that. Run some recon. Oh, too far apparently. Oh, right, they're all the way over here, aren't they? Could do with rebasing them, to be fair. It depends what you want them to do. Do you want them to fly a reconnaissance mission over Singapore, then free up some of the percentage of the squadron to fly the actual mission? Right, okay. Run some reconnaissance over Malacca. Can you change their flight patterns as well? Yeah, we're going to change their targets. Instead of that squiggly line. Where's this squadron? Right, the 76. Okay, they're over here to cow. It's just not them. I must have been misclicking when I clicked train. I wouldn't mean that. Yeah, I don't know why a lot of them are 20% training. I think I must have misclicked or something like that. Or they might have been like default settings. Changing that back anyway. Or I might have just made a mistake on that one, I don't know. That's a lot of them, not gonna lie there. Oh, God's sakes. That's what I find irritating, is having to, like, do things like that. Like, I wish it'd keep up. That'd be amazing, but oh well. Well, there are obviously aircraft that I do want to be running naval search. The ones I want to actually look at certain air bases, unless I've actually missed them and they're still on naval search. Hello there, Shannon. How you doing, my friend? You haven't missed too much. We're just really, well, what we decided here, really, we're setting up a fast transport force of 3 light cruisers and 7 destroyers, which are going to carry the Yokosuka 2nd Special Naval Landing Forces down here to Mersing. Probably best off rewatching things. We'll probably go back over it. Don't worry about that. But you haven't missed a terrible amount, so it's all good. It's all good in the hood. Alright, Kuala Lumpur. Alright, okay. That would help. Right, there we go. Right, that's better. Right, there we go. So we actually have them set up now to actually cover this area. The reason I'm doing that is I really do want to know what ships are out there. It would be amazing to know names, or to at least know ship types. With some reliability at any rate. I suppose he could try to move them through the Strait of Malacca, but the thing is the house rule would prevent me to actually go up that way. Okay. Oh dear. And to say, it's like different things like that, which obviously I've been misled on. So I do appreciate it when people do obviously like help me out and figure, well, actually help me find out what is the correct state of affairs. Right. What's your range? 14. I'm gonna have them made ready to supply the forces at Ichang. First raid in Sentai. So yeah, these guys are really intended to actually kind of be paratroopers, aren't they? I'll have made use of them. Well, I'll have them made use of. Since we lost one. Could they run supply from here? Might as well have them run 20,000 feet. I don't think it particularly matters. And due to that, they'll be landing anyway. I'll wait and see what you guys think about this one. We still obviously do have the capability to cancel that. Well, I don't like making notes. It's like I make mental notes. It's like how I work is I'm basically jogged. I don't know. I suppose it's like I see something and it'll remind me of something else and then so on and so forth. And then I just go through things like that way, to be fair. I don't make any notes. Never have. Never really will do, to be fair. In discussions, really, like my note-taking. Which is very lazy, but I don't know. Just how some people operate, I suppose you could say. Right. Do let me know what you guys think then. Are we alright to run, obviously, the transports from over here at Shanghai? Yeah, it's not much, but at least it will be something, and it will be something that will make it in, rather than being cut off. It's like, when we do have the opportunity to do so, then we will actually sally out. And I do have a strong garrison, to be fair. What worries me is... Right, the 13th is moving out. Obviously, the 13th is going to be dealing with these forces over here. I'm going to have them set to combat, to be fair. Yeah, oh no, don't worry about that. Yeah, what worries me about this situation at Hankow is sallying out and then basically Wujiang or Hankow being assaulted. That's my worry. Well, we could, but I just don't think they'd be best used, that sort of thing. I mean, there's only 573 infantry, 358 others, only 3 guns. It kind of be a waste. I mean, they're very good troops. Experience 90, morale 92. We'll find a use for them, but I don't think it would be in that theatre. Not in that sort of situation. Okay, loan supposedly been completed. I don't know why sometimes it forms continuous supply and other times it does not. Right, for Ichang. So ground combat at the bottom normally. Okay. Yeah, I mean supposedly they do have a higher assault value. Hey, click it one more time. Nope, doesn't seem to be doing it. Yeah, beats me. Well, as this one is on, do you need an escort? I don't know. It's something to definitely take a look at. Ah, it might be that they have to be on cargo. Hmm. Okay. I don't know. How, I can't think of anything with that one there. I don't know, it might be something to take a look at, like ask on the forum really what the actual requirements are. I mean, maybe we need at least a certain amount of ships there. Our home port needs to be Fusan. Okay. Ah, that would explain it. That should do it now, then. Yeah, there we go. That's brilliant. Right, cheers there, Lupus. At least we know actually how to set these up now for the long term. Brilliant news. Oh no, we don't want to counterattack at Duchang. There's absolutely no need for it. It's like, I'm not gonna... I mean, the thing is, it's like we have... one division. So we have about 16,000 troops. He has currently 122,000. He has 372 guns to our 144, so we do have a decent amount of guns. What I'd rather do is actually just bombard, but I'm just going to keep running defensive just for the time being. I'd go out and counterattack once we had additional reinforcements, but not now, or even using just bombers, really. Okay. It's going to be a huge haul from here. And I should really organize these into actual proper convoys. I really should. Yeah, I can't be lazy anymore, can I? We'll come back and then we'll organize these. I think most of them have arrived in that actual port, which is obviously, well, obviously very good. Obviously need to get a escort in there. Oh, thank you very much there, Black Mesa. That's really appreciated, my man. Merry Christmas to you as well. That's really nice. I was actually thinking about some more books. I'm currently reading... what is it? Medieval Europe? Is it Medieval Europe? I think it's Medieval Europe. How's it called now? Yeah, medieval Europe, that's the one I'm reading at the moment. I bought one in Anglo-Saxon Britain. I bought another one from Tom Holland called Millennium. Obviously, late antiquities or like early medieval, then obviously like, high medieval. But I could do with buying, is it Shattered Sword? The one that talks about Kiributai, or just air operations. I can't remember if it's Shattered Sword. Is it Rising? What do they call the one for the Japanese Air Force? The history of the Japanese aviation. Well, obviously, history of Japanese Air Force. Can't remember. Time down to 500 kilogram high explosive bomb. Maybe. Pass. Right, yeah. Right, you need to return home, and then we'll have you set up. Okay, your home port is set. That's very good. There we go, Hirosaki. Oh, right, okay. There we go. Why are you unloading? That's there to help with the rearm. So we actually do have a couple of destroyers out here. A couple of sub-chasers and a light cruiser. Right, you're just about to head into port, very nice. Yeah, continuous supply from Wacky. That's very good one. So that's very nice, and so we'll see here about 69,425 tons then being unloaded into Japan. Lovely. It's only a drop in the barrel, but at least we do have supplies, well, sorry, resources making it home. I think what we'll do then is obviously we need to properly reorganize these convoys. Obviously sort them by the speed, really. Let's take a look. To be fair, we might be able to do it without having to bring up the tracker. Well, it would be bloody easy to bring up the tracker, wouldn't it? Right, okay. So, from Port Arthur to Fukuoka. Let's go in here into my dreadedly bloody mixed up desktop. Not that one, I've just done that one bloody twice. Yes, it's a mess. I know. And I'm not sorry. Okay. This is the wrong one. There we go. Right, here we go. So there, Sven, how you doing, my friend? Right. Let's go to the bloody cargo. I've been putting this off for a while because I'm bloody lazy. Where is it? Not that one. I forgot bloody which one it is now. Is it under industry? Ah, there we go. Okay. So here we have the cargo planning. Continuous supply cargo planning. So we're going to pick up from Port Arthur. Right, pick up from Port Arthur. Offload at here. Resources. How many hexes is that? So Port Arthur to here is 13 supposedly, and that's a direct course. Okay, 13. Right. So by hex per day. Well, then again, ships in a task force is probably the best measure. So we can see here that the maximum amount of resources that we can load at the port is 146,000 tons. Yeah, so the port of Port Arthur can handle 150,900 tons per day, I think it is, or I think it's something. Just that's how much it can handle anyway. I forget how what the actual time period is. We'll just say per day for the time being. But 150,000 tons. With the USNS, we get 146,000 tons. Fuel efficiency is 3.57 fuel per hex. We'd only need 10 of these ships. Actually, you know what? Never mind. Yeah, so we only have 10 USNSs available to us. So this is why the USNS is so bloody valuable. Really, really is. So the one that we have just underneath, well, just by Indochina is definitely worth its weight in gold. Can't really afford it to be destroyed. Well. Right, anyway, let's get this sorted. Let's get this show on the road. Let's figure out how many USNSs that we have available to us then. I'm gonna have to open up a notepad. It really hurts me. Just one of these things, I just need to make sure we actually have these numbers written down somewhere. Hate that noise with passion. Okay, I'll write that down so you don't have to. So Port Arthur. There we go. That'll make it easy. Right then, let's go into the actual game and work out what we actually have. So, did you do a comparison between the Buffalo and the Zero? No, not yet. Not yet, my friend. Why are they on cruise speed? So that's a Yusen A. Complicates things. So 1, 2, 3, 4 Yusen A's. Just going to make these numbers just so that I can work things out. 4 Yusen A's. Right, Kyushus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, is that how many I'd need in a... Oh, right, never mind. Yeah, we do have more Kyushus. Okay, that's good. Lost count! Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19... 19. 19 Yusen... Kyushus. Decent number so far! Need to stop right-clicking. Yusen S, we only have what appears to be 2 of them. Yeah, only 2 of them. What do we have here? Yusen N's. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 Yusen N's. Lima. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 Limas. Right, so, just forgive any, like, spell mistakes or anything like that. What we need to figure out then is our first convoy. I can't remember how you do it. Is it like that? Yeah, it's like that, isn't it? Okay. So, Yusen S. See, I need to figure out the amount of cargo they obviously carry, just so then we can actually figure out what is actually going to make the best one. So, we'll work that out with a calculator. Okay, so we have 2 Yusen S's. So that's 6,840 tons. Oh, sorry, no. 6,380 tons of cargo. So 6,380 tons of cargo times 2 gives us 12,760. So that's for the 2 Yusen S's. Okay, so that's the Yusen S down. That obviously builds up 12,000 odd tons. We need to then obviously work this out from 150,000. Okay, so I do have 19 Kyushus. Right. So welcome once again to Cargo Simulator. I'm sure you guys will freaking love it. I think what I'll do is probably once I've finished with this, maybe put this out in the future for people to take a look at, and then obviously they can alter the convoys as much as they'd like. Right then, the Yusen S. Sorry, Yusen A? No, Kyushus. Kyushu. I choose thou. Right, so 5,795 times 19 would give us 110,000 tons. You can see why I put this off for a while, can't you? I'm lazy as fuck like this. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Spreadsheet simulator. We have returned once more. But this will not take too long. The thing is, it's like unlike the first time, I have a much better understanding of how the game works, so this is significantly easier. Plus, we've already got them there in place, which is nice. Okay, so with 19 Kyushus and 2 Yusen S's, that takes us up to a combined capacity so far of... one sec. It is to a combined capacity of 122,865 tons. Yeah, everything you like about XL in a small package. Thing is, I'm shit at XL. So this is fucking awful, mate. Right, Yusen... Right, I'll just work out a bloody rest of them. I need to stop saying right so much. Left. Right, we Yusen... Oh, fuck's sake. Yusen A's. We have 4 of those bad boys. Which gives us about 24,000 tons. It's nice that they have 6,000 tonnage. Well, cargo capacity, I should say. 24,000. And 40 tons. Okay, the Yusen ends. It's 5,795. Right. We have 7 of them, so that's 40,565 tons. I'll show you guys what I'm doing eventually, as you can see. I just like doing the total amount of cargo capacity that they can obviously handle, and then we'll just allocate them to the actual convoy. So, like at the moment, they obviously have the 2 Yusen S's, so then what I'll do is just basically work that out. Yeah, it's not the best method ever, but at least you guys... Well, I'm fucking simple. I'm simple, okay? Oh dear. Right, the Limas. Lima. Where for that though? Right, 6,125 tons is pretty respectable, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. 9. 55,000 tons there. Well, 125 extra on top of that, but you know what I mean. Right, okay. So I'm just going to work out what we need then. So we have a maximum port load of 150,000 then. Okay, so 150,900 minus 12,760 tons for the Kyushus. So that takes us down to 138,000 tons. Minus again 110,000 tons from the Kyushus. Takes us down to 28,000 tons. No. Let's figure this one out. Okay, 28,000. Right, 28,000. And 35 tons minus... Well, I need to look at the speed, to be fair. That's what matters. Right, so Yusen S can do 9. hex per day. Usan S can do 9, Usan A can do 9, Kyushu can do 9. I probably want to take the Usan A's. Okay, so minus 6,010 tons. Takes us down. Once again. Okay, so if I take the Usan A's as well, that would take us down to 3,995 tons remaining, which is pretty good by me. So what we'll do then is take the Usan A's. Okay, so we'll work this out. And the hell's the plus? Okay, you can see how often I do maths on the computer. So that takes us to 146,000 tons. Well, 146,905 tons. And we can manage 9 hex as per day. Right. Yep, so that's 25. I could work out the fuel efficiency, but I'm too lazy. We have our first convoy set up there anyway, so we'll just put that into effect and put it together. Okay. Use an S. Use an A's. Kyushu's. Yeah, it takes us to 25 ships. Have I been doing that right? Have I taken the wrong number? I may have taken that number wrong. 19 times 5,412. It's 102. Yeah, I think I must have been taking the wrong number there. Ah, fuck's sake. Fuck it. Yeah, so the maths I've just done there is wrong. I think I was looking at the tonnage. The issue is I really look at these bloody numbers. I should be looking at that one. I must have looked at that one by mistake. So the actual real number is 102,000 tons. So let's work this out. Edit that. Fucked up on that one. Right, let's work out the actual number then. I could probably get an Excel document to do this, but I don't know how the hell you'd set that up. I remember, like, saying about that a while ago, but... Okay, so that takes us to 139,000 tons. 628. Okay, well that's alright then. At the end of the day, we can actually find some additional. To be fair, what I can actually do is just do it in the fucking game, which is nice. All I need to do is actually get that up to 150. So, well, that makes things simply bloody easier. The difficult part now comes from speed. Costs were kind of limited. Right, okay. So, these are all operating at 18 knots. It might be worthwhile just to go with this and then have this as a second convoy, because at least then these guys will operate proper speed. I think I should have some additional ships I could send from Shanghai to actually make up the proper numbers. But, yeah. There we go. Give you an escort. There we go, awesome. That is our first convoy setup. To be honest, I should just name them, like, Convoy 1. Ugh. Right, let's go with that then. Port Arthur Convoy 1. At least then that makes things pretty fucking simple. Yeah, so we can imagine it'll take them about 3 days, give or take, to arrive. Okay. At least this second one's actually sorted out already. More or less. So 139,000 tons then. Was that the actual number there, 139? Yeah, 139. What I want to do then is... let's see. Well, there's 16 knots, I think. Right, we'll have some additional ones then to come back. Okay, so what we'll do then is we'll have the additional Kyushus that arrive in Japan sent to the to the Port Arthur route. So basically 18 knots goes over here. We have a second convoy just to make sure that we always have something moving while something's unloading. So what I'll do is try and time that, really. I mean, obviously it's going to be a difficult thing due to the fact that they are going to be moving slower. But I'm happy with that one, so at least Convoy 1's going to be usable. I kind of feel like Japan is a side that will be impossible to manage to the level that it needs to win. We just... Well, to be fair, the thing is, it's like once you do the work, you never really have to do it again. Like, in fairness, what I could do is obviously take notes and set up these little convoy notes and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, Yeah, I leave them in the Discord or something like that, or people have better ones, and that's fine. And then, yeah, you just take those ships and send those to those locations, and you're good to go. So, that's fine. That's just one of these things, it's just a time investment. Right. I mean, the thing is, well, all the major stuff is done. Like, this one can't be organized until it actually returns home. Kijo... To be fair, just go with that for the time being, but it's fine for me. Fusan setup. Yep, that one's set up. That one's going to be set up. These are set up. Yeah, it's pretty much ready to go, to be fair. Just obviously, it's only really in, like, Port Arthur and Shanghai that we need to work out the proper convoys due to the fact of the distance. The other ones don't matter anywhere near as much due to the fact that they're much closer to Japan, so it doesn't particularly matter as when it comes to, like, efficiency. So I suppose, yeah, I suppose that is, like, once these guys return to Shanghai, we'll be good to go. Okay, sweet, sweet. That makes me happy. These submarines are continuing to move, obviously, back to, Kewalajaland Island. Akagi and Kaga on their way home. I would like to potentially refuel Kidabutai once more, so I think what I might do is... Yeah, something wrong, Dutchy. Don't ask me why, but YouTube is saying I'm streaming 2 games at once, and I don't know why. I think YouTube just fucked up. Yeah. Bigger fuel convoy is what you want. Yeah, that's very true. What I'm going to look at is really the hex per day. It's like I'd like to have 2 convoys at Port Arthur. I'd like to have like a fast one and then a slightly slow one. Still reasonably fast. But the fast one is really going to be the one that's going to be doing, well, just moving quite quickly. I didn't really need a second convoy there, to be fair. Second convoy is more of like a backup. I don't really need a second convoy. But what well, to be honest, what I'd like to do is actually have, while one convoy is unloading, another one's loading up. So that's the idea behind that. We need to get that working. So the idea is like continuous supply. So there, JV. Yeah, I don't. I don't know why, guys. I honestly don't. Don't be mad at me. Blame YouTube and its fucked up stuff. Yeah, I don't know. For those of you who are watching Project Zombie, do let me know how I'm doing. I don't even know how this is possible. Unless somebody else is freaking playing as me, that'd be cool. Woe betide them, though. I don't know if it's like another chat, then I'd love to fucking see it. I don't even know, man. I don't even know. Okay. So, the Wake invasion, well, sorry, the forces from Wake are meeting up with the forces from Midway. Yeah, that's very true. I mean, obviously, it's like all the time. But we'll have a go at it. It would be really, really handy. So then at least then there's the least amount of risk. I mean, obviously the fact is that we don't have... Well, we should ideally have a limited amount of ships on the oceans at any one time, really. What I've done up and around northern Japan is I do have actually a decent amount of destroyers, and we do have a actual cruiser. The reason for this is I am worried about potentially a enemy task force rolling in down this area. That Midway task force. It's... have a look. That's amphibious. I don't know, man, it's weird. That one's on transport. Though that one is going to merge with Task Force 16, so it should then be a amphibious transport mission. So that should work out fine. I do have a submarine over this way. I am aware that there were US ships around this area. YouTube is having another stroke again. That one? That's amphibious. That's transport, but that'll link up with that one and then become amphibious. Right, I've sent them to full speed so they can link up with Kiributai. I think what I'm going to do is actually leave an oiler over here at Wake Island, and then at least when the invasion midway is complete, then we can have them brought back. That's no good. Yeah, I mean, if they're loaded in, well, unloaded on a strategic, that's not going to be great. Yeah, well, we'll have to do our best on that one. I think it's a bit too late to change now, sadly. Bah. That's not how it works. Well, what I'm saying is basically Task Force 311 is going to merge with this Task Force. So therefore, it should assume the mission of Task Force 16, which is obviously amphibious. At the end of the day, if these guys are still in strategic due to the fact of them being on transport, yeah, there's nothing I can really do about that at this point in time. Yeah, they will have escorts. They do have escorts over here in the Task Force 16. We do also have Kiributai with the cruisers, so with the carriers. Hiru, Soru, Shikaku, Zuikaku, which are obviously moving into the area, so that will feature... 62 fighters, which is, I know it's not a terribly large amount. Still better than nothing. 84 dive bombers. 90 torpedo bombers. So not a terribly huge amount of force there, but still better than nothing. We do have then obviously 2 heavy cruisers and 4 destroyers currently covering the carriers. We'll have an additional 4 destroyers link up with them. It's not the greatest task force ever. The reason is I'm taking Hiei and Kirishima back to Asia, potentially, or I might have them head towards Truk, to be fair. It depends really on what I want to do with them. The reason I'm doing this off, well, to be honest, probably for the Dutch East Indies. The low transport, you need to be in strategic mode, so even if the task force switches to amphibious, they're still in strategic mode, so they're basically coming to show other stuff in boxes. Alright, that's fine, yeah. What I thought you meant is if they're in amphibious task force mode, that they're not in strategic, but yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm aware of that one. That's okay. Resource convoy. The one to the north or the one... these ones both have escorts. So, Port Arthur Convoy 1 has 4 escorts, this one has 3 escorts. The one over here at Shanghai has 2 escorts, obviously I could do with increasing that. We do have these escorts over there, well, so we do have these convoys over this way. The reason why I can be a little bit more lax on their security is due to the fact that we do have active security in forms of these destroyers and patrol boats out by the way. And what I'll probably do is actually find some patrol boats or maybe an odd destroyer just to send in there just to make sure they're looked after. We also do have some flight planes out this way, just trying to run like patrol. Could probably do with basing them more in the middle, to be fair. I'm basing them here due to the fact that we have like an actual airfield. Oh, sorry, an actual fortress. I don't know, we might base them around here. I kind of fear that they'll head along the Aleutians. We'll see. Right. Okay. Right. I still need to take a look at what we're actually going to be sending up to the Aleutians, to be fair. I do have a couple ships over this way. Oh, these were the Hushimi. Couple transports here, an armed merchant ship as well. Why are they on support? Strange, I thought I already did that. Okay, I must have been thinking of another one. Shizer. There's one of them I actually needed. Okay. Take that one back out. I'm gonna take you to Genyo Maru. That's pretty cool, very radical. Cheers, mate. The coldest time in the world is in Russia, minus 71 degrees with a population of 600. A hot day is minus 45. Ugh. Oh god, can you imagine going from like that sort of temperature to 35 degrees? You'd want to just like, nope, not doing it. I actually have the NAMC travel alongside it. It's not amazing escort, but at least it's something that has similar endurance. To be fair, though, it is going to slow it down to about... Well, then again, it has 3,000 more endurance. That's what matters. So have that load fuel. So, home port is obviously Tokyo. Think and turn in Japanese, think and turn in Japanese, I really think so. Okay, load fuel. Have your destination set for Kawajin. Kawajalin. The best a man can get. I fucking know how you pronounce it. There we go. Brilliant. Also, we need cargo as well. I think I've set something up, like, but I want to make sure that we have something running. Yep, I can imagine so. What do I have in terms of speed and... oh, that's what I did it. Okay, cool. What do we have here then in terms of actual speed and endurance? 40 knots and 11,250. Yeah, look at that. So we have 342 ships in the actual port, one of them active. Okay, what we'll do then is take a look over here. 8,900 is not exactly amazing, is it? 11,000. Hishimi's actually will do it. You don't consider. Right. I don't want to take a huge amount of supply, to be fair. I think about 10,000 tons. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but there's like a car outside, and holy shit, that thing has got some fucking bass. I can feel the bass. Okay. Question of how many ships we really want to move, isn't it? Well, how many tons of supply? I'll probably better off moving a decent amount of supply rather than just a little bit. I'll move just under 20,000 tons, I guess. Actually, I'll move about a neat 20,000 tons. Yeah. Obviously, then they can refuel each other. But load supply. Obviously, I do need to find an escort for them. That's what we need supply. Yeah, continuous supply for supplies. That's good then. We'll find escorts for them on the way down there. But basically, we'll have fuel and supply being sent consistently down to Marshall Islands. Obviously, then we'll be able to, like, if we need to go elsewhere, we'll have it go elsewhere. Okay. Now, we do have some pretty severe storms out this way, it seems. Which one is the weather again? Not that one. Oh, supposedly, according to this, we should have clear weather, but that's clearly bullshit. And again, it might be clear weather, but severe storm. Well, it can't be a storm in clear weather, can it? Extreme overcast. Heavy rain. Severe storms. Or perhaps this might indicate the future forecast and potentially potential what's most likely. I'd have to read up on the actual weather mode. Right. Okay. That's cool. Also need to refuel these submarines. Right. So this is how we're looking then, obviously, for these search patterns. I mean, obviously these are the submarines out here with the actual float planes. These would be our armed merchant ships. That is... probably something with an actual float plane. But yeah, anyway, we have Kitabutai out here, we have Karga Nakagi out this way. You can see that we have a shitload of, obviously, search out this way. Why is that tagged there? I need to double check on that one. Unless that's actually from the G3M2s, it's not changed as of yet. Also, this isn't exactly correct. It seems to be displaying, like, defined ones a little bit weirdly. Kind of connect across Japan. So I wish I could actually see these search areas in the actual game. Get time to load. This one takes a little while, to be fair. Whenever it's ready, that is. Give it time. Probably a good time to make a cup of tea, to be fair. You can press Z. I can press Z. I can fucking press Z. Oh, God, God! Ah, fuck it, that's it, I'm hanging myself. That's it, get the fucking rope out. Oh, God, God! Ah, what the fuck is searching here? Oh, God, it's beautiful. Oh, God, I feel like I could cry. Why did I not know about this? Fuck! That made shit a lot easier. Well, fuck. I can actually understand why you use defined arcs now. God fucking damn it. Well. Yeah. I know, right? Now, this is what I'm talking about. It's like the fact is I'm nowhere near a professional at this game. Nowhere near. If such a thing actually is this. But basically, fuck me. I've learned really just freaking hardship. I think if you press the credits button, it will show you all the important shortcuts. Credits button? What the hell's the credits button? Oh, right, yeah, credits button. Normally get out. Oh dear. Let's see. Oh well. I'd rather know it now than never. That's pretty cool. Whoops, wrong one. Right upper corner next to the exit button, yeah. Alright, yeah. Ah. So it does. So it does. I knew that. I was just testing you. Yeah. Rail networks. I love it. Wow, forecast. Dear. Not gonna lie, that would have been nice to know. Well, here we are. We'll figure it out. Okay, let's take a look at why. I'm quite interested by why. Hello. There we go. Okay. What did I say? Why? Oh yeah, there's the rail network. I think that actually shows you density of rail as well. Like, yeah, okay, so that does show you density of rail. I said rail's pretty shite here. I'm writing this down. Okay, that's cool. Okay, right, well. I'm gonna call it a night here. I'm gonna go hang myself. Hope you're happy about that, Major. Oh well, we're learning. This is great news. At the end of the day, this is something I'll take into consideration for the future, so yep, learning all the time. So thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. I hope you guys have very much enjoyed this stream. I know it's a little bit boring, and it's actually gone on quite a few hours there, 2.5 hours. Ooh, man. So easy to talk about this game. So easy. Just not enough time in the day, though. I'd estimate that we have just one more stream just to finish stuff up, and then we'll be ready to submit the turn. So thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this, and I do hope to see you again. So, join me next time for Gary Grigsby's War in the Zomboid, as apparently that is what YouTubers decided to call this. So until next time, goodbye. Invading Australia next week. Do subscribe and favourite and all that sort of jazz for more if you'd like to. That's always great. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so obviously via the usual methods like Patreon, PayPal, something non-socialist, whatever you want to do. And yeah, always great outros. But I got outro right. Until next time, goodbye for now.